Let us start now. Okay, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so great. So again, last chance. Anyone who has a question so far regarding with our past topics, the module 1 and 2, lab number 1, 2, and 3, case study number 1 and 2. Any concern so far that you guys would like to ask? So if everything is fine and everything is clear, so just give me a thumbs up so that I know that you guys are good. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so great. Most of you doesn't have a problem for now, I guess. All right, so let's start now our discussion. So we're going to talk about digital safety and security. So for the module 1 and 2, it seems like, without an explanation, just by reading the module, you will learn the things that you haven't learned yet. But in digital safety and security, so it's for sure that you will also know the meanings. However, I will add some additional information and more examples for you guys to get the scenario, okay? And what is really happening when it comes to the safety of our, let's say, files or to our system. Okay, so here are the objectives overview. So I will not explain them one by one anymore. Okay, so I will leave the reading part to you guys. So let's start right away with the meaning of the digital security risk. So it is any event or action that causes a loss of or damage to a computer or mobile device. Could be hardware, software, data information, or processing capability. Okay, so we could see that there's only two. Let's say the physical one, which is the hardware, and then the software, which includes everything that we cannot touch physically. Okay, so when I say hardware, so it's very common that it could be destroyed by a common disaster, like maybe a flood, uh, a thunderstorm, an earthquake, maybe someone who's going to steal your computer. Okay, so those are a physical interaction. But when it comes to software, so there's a lot of things. Okay, we have a lot of different kinds of attacks or different kinds of securities. So number one with that is the internet and network attacks. So there are things that we don't know that just by clicking you're already harming your computer. Okay, like you're not sure that you have already downloaded a virus or you have already downloaded a rootkit or a trojan or a worm or any kinds of malware. Okay, second is unauthorized access and use. So this one is still safe, but when we see unauthorized access and use, it is someone who's accessing your computer, okay, without you knowing it. Okay, it is someone who's using your computer without you being aware that they are already using your system. Okay, and then hardware theft and then software theft. I guess you guys already know this one. It's pretty obvious. Information theft is also pretty obvious. So I don't see information theft, the one that always the one that the hacker or the cracker who's going to steal information to you is mostly it deals with money. Okay, so your bank information, maybe your username and passwords in some of your let's say social medias just to blackmail you. Okay, like those kind of information. And then lastly is system failure. So this one we cannot avoid this one anymore since system failure is really part of our system. So as as we use our computers, uh, time will come that you know uh, let's say you're using your computer for 10 years already or 15 years. So there are times that it is now giving up. So it's now starting to fail. It's now starting to have a lot of problems. So that's system failure. Okay. And then the next one here is cybercrime. So the most common thing, why do we have viruses right now? Why do we have some threats in our computer via online or via network attacks? Is because of cybercrime. Okay, so let's start with computer crime. So when I say computer crime, it is any illegal act involving the use of a computer or related devices. So it is any device that can, maybe provide or create a certain software wherein they can threaten our computer. The next one is cybercrime. So cybercrime is an online or internet-based illegal act. So when we are using our computer, okay, and you did something wrong, like uh, it's not like it's already immoral, okay, like well, you guys already know what is a good thing and then a bad thing. If you did something bad, like maybe plagiarism, okay, or let's say sharing fake news, so that's already cybercrime. Okay, so it's any illegal act with the use of internet, with the use of your computer also, of course, because you cannot do cybercrime without a use of a computer. Okay, and then the software that you've used, to do some illegal act, we call that one crimeware. Okay, so it's kind of similar with software, but this one, let's say this software is its intention is to harm other computers or to destroy the other computers, then we call that one crimeware. Okay. All right. So here are the list of digital security risks. So those are already common things. So virus attack, system failure due to lightning strike, information theft, software theft, stolen computer or hardware theft, and then unauthorized access and use. Okay. So here are the basic categories of cybercrime. So I'm pretty sure that you guys are already super familiar with the hacker. Cracker maybe 50-50. Script kiddie maybe 10% of you already know this one. Corporate spies maybe 20%. Analytical employees, so it's common sense. Cyber extortion is maybe some of you already know this one, and then cyber terrorists. Okay, so let's start with the term hacker. So when we see hacker, okay, it is actually a complementary word for a computer enthusiast, or let's just say that computer genius. Okay, it is someone who knows a lot when it comes to computer. So before, when we say hacker, they are proud, okay, because it's a complementary word. But right now, it's being tainted by genius, uh, genius hacker, wherein they're using their knowledge to threaten someone, to gain money, to gain advantage, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is why when we say hacker, it is now someone who accesses a computer or network illegally. Okay, but before it's just someone who's very good when it comes to computer. Okay, that's the reason why you call that one a complementary word. But when you see a hacker right now, it's like you are now the bad guy. Okay, uh, it is not a good word to hear nowadays. But before, like maybe 1950s, it is a complementary word. Okay, so some hackers claim the intent of their security breaches is to improve security. So we could still say that they are still a hacker. However, we call them white hacker now. So there are actually three types of hacker, I guess. So I don't know if there are more types nowadays, but there are three types. So we have the black hat hacker, the white hat hacker, and then the gray hat hacker. So black hat hacker and white hat hacker is very obvious. So black is for bad things, and then white is for good thing, and then gray one is the neutral one. Okay, he doesn't do good. He doesn't do good thing, and then he doesn't do bad thing. He's just a person who knows to do those stuffs, but he doesn't intend to protect or he doesn't intend to destroy. That's why it's gray. It's a combination of white and black. Okay, and then before, so before the word hacker became a like for a bad guy only, we actually have a term for bad guys before. We call them cracker. So those are the people who's also a computer enthusiast. However, they're accessing computer or network illegally, but has the intent to destroy data, steal information, or other malicious action. Okay. So this is the real bad guy. Okay, this is the official black hat hacker. But when I say hacker, this is still a complimentary word for me. Okay, because you know some steps on how to, let's say, breach the security of the certain company. Okay, just mean that they have a weak security. Okay. All right. So are we clear so far up to this point? Anyone who has a question? Were you guys able to follow so far? So if ever that you have a question, so feel free to ask me anything. Okay, you don't need to raise your hand anymore. Just speak right away or just type your question in our chat box. Okay. All right. So that's it for the hacker and then the cracker and then the script kiddie. So I could say that I'm also a script kiddie. I'm not a hacker. I'm not a cracker. I'm a script kiddie, but I don't intend to become a cracker. Okay, so when I say script kiddie, it is same intent as a cracker, but does not have the technical skills and knowledge. Okay, often used for read and hacking and cracking programs to break into computers and networks. So when I say script kiddie, it is someone who's let's say his knowledge when it comes to computer is still shallow. Like he knows 30% to 40% of knowledge only. He knows the basics, but he doesn't really know how to do some of the difficult things like the cracker and then the hacker is doing. Okay, so this one is using a pre-written hacking and cracking programs. Though I'm not into cracking programs. I'm just into I just want to know them, how to use them. Okay, I don't really apply them in real life. Okay, I never tried destroying someone's computer or someone's account or to threaten someone. Okay, I just wanted to know how to use them. Okay, so like for example the basics are maybe you have an application to hack your neighbor's wi-fi. That is already a pre-written uh, application wherein you can use that one just by clicking and then voila, you already have the password of your neighbor's wi-fi. Okay, so most of us wanted or wanting to have that kind of application. So there's already a lot of application on the internet. Okay, just search. Maybe you can find one that's still working, especially for the PLDD Wi-Fi's. So, but I don't recommend you guys to do that one because that's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Okay, just maybe use that one in terms of uh, maybe when it comes to emergency. Okay, if you really need to, but don't take advantage of your neighbor's Wi-Fi because of course they will get angry of course then once they found out. All right, well anyways that's it for the script kiddie and then corporate spies. So I think this one is super obvious. So when I say corporate spies, it is someone uh this corporate spy is also could be a hacker or cracker. This is also a good uh, uh yeah, let's say a genius. Okay, genius person who knows a lot of things when it comes to computers. Okay, so companies hire this kind of spies just to gain advantage to the other company. Okay, but there are some bad companies like unscrupulous companies hire corporate spies. Let's say to destroy, to gain a competitive advantage, etc., etc. But mostly, just when I say corporate spies, more on for bad things like 90%. Okay, because they are into gaining uh, advantage when it comes to the other competitive companies. Okay, and then analytical employees. So I think this one is also super obvious. Maybe it's just someone who's angry to his boss. It's just someone who wanted to destroy the reputation of the company, maybe, or the security of the company. So some simply want to exploit a security weakness. Others seek financial gains from selling a confidential information, or may want revenge to his boss. Okay, so we call that one unethical employees. Next one is cyber extortionist. This one is also super obvious. So this one is similar with kidnappers. Okay, so they're going to kidnap someone, and then they'll ask for a money, and then of course uh, they will not release that someone, okay, if they haven't got the money yet. But in here, instead of someone's being kidnapped, okay, it is now your file or your data or your computer who's being kidnapped, okay. So they demands payment to stop an attack on organization's technology infrastructure. So what is this kind, what is this attack? Mostly, if it's just a personal computer, they have the capability to lock your computer, and then you will see some notepad like upon opening your computer. So it's locked, right? And then you will see here a notepad wherein uh, they're going to say message, okay, and then blah 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 blah. Then they wanted to ask for money, and then you have to deposit that one to this account number, and then to this account name, okay, and then he will only give you 24 hours, 24 hours, sometimes 1 week, depending on their their mood, okay, and how uh, vigilant the kidnapper or the cyber extortionist, okay. So if you haven't or wasn't able to give the money on that given time, so they will lock up your computer forever. uh, Worse is they will erase everything, okay. So if you have a lot of important files on your computer, then you're doomed, okay. So it is now up to you, what will you do, okay, on that kind of situation. Anyway, so that's it for the cyber extortionist, okay. And then the next one is cyber terrorist. So this one is just simply a person who's maybe who hates a certain company, who hates a certain section of government. So it uses internet or network to destroy or damage computers for political reasons, such as targeting the nation's air traffic control system, electricity generating companies, or a telecommunication infrastructure. So this one has an intention to destroy someone's computer. Okay, so both of them has the same definition wherein both of them are bad guys. But when it's the cyber terrorists, this one is 100% going to destroy your system. Okay, but for cyber extortionists, you're just asking for money, so there's still a chance that they'll bring back your uh, data or your information safely. But when it comes to cyber terrorists, 100% you're going to destroy your data. You're going to destroy your system. Okay, and then cyber warfare is an not advanced. Okay, a wider uh, scope of cyber terrorists. So now instead of just a government instead of just a one company, cyber warfare is an attack whose goal ranges from disabling a government's computer network to crippling a certain country. So these people, this group of people, is really wanting to destroy someone's country, especially their systems, your government's maybe server, government's uh, say websites, what else, systems, or whatsoever. Okay, so one now is just a larger. Okay, so this one smaller, but this one now is a larger kind of attack. So we call that one cyber warfare. Right. So next one. So internet and network attacks. So mostly we call that one virus. We call that one as a virus. Okay, initially. So and then one thing that you guys maybe know. So we have a lot of different kinds of virus, but that's not actually the uh, category in here. The term for that one is actually a malware. Okay, and then virus is just one of them. Okay, so that's the correct category when it comes to malicious software. Okay, so it consists of programs that act without a user's knowledge and deliberately alter the operations of computers and mobile devices. So some malwares are, of course, number one is a virus, second one is a worm, the third one is Trojan horse, rootkit, spyware, and then adware. Okay, so when I say virus, it is just a common application wherein we can find on our computer wherein it has the intention to really destroy or damage your system. Okay, as simple as that. And then worm, this one doesn't really have the intention to damage your file or your programs. It's just that, it is a program that copies itself repeatedly. Okay, for example, in memory or on a network. So I already experienced this one. I already experienced virus. I already experienced worm. Okay, so this one happened to me way back uh, when I was still in high school, I guess. So I have this flash drive uh, in before. Okay, and someone borrowed it, and then when I got it back, so when I was now trying to read the content of my flash drive, so it now has multiple files, and then that file is the same file. Okay, and then even though I'm deleting the others because I don't need them, I just need one file. As soon as I open that one again, there's another let's say multiple files, similar multiple files like 5, 10. Okay, so like it doesn't want to be deleted. So I just realized that maybe this one is a virus. So before I just call them virus, whatever is that unwanted application, unwanted program that is happening on my computer or to that flash drive, I always call that one virus. But the exact word or terminology for that one is worm. Okay, so it doesn't destroy or damage your file. It's just that keeps on repeatedly copying itself. Okay, it keeps on providing a copy. So what will happen if it will go down? I mean, if it will keep on going on as time goes by. Let's say you let it copy itself for one day, one whole day, 2 days, 3 days. So there will be a possibility that your computer will shut down due to full memory. Okay, you'll get a blue screen of that. We call that one BSUD because your memory now is full. Okay, so yeah, that's the only thing that will happen to your computer. Next one is Trojan horse. So in my case, I already also experienced this one. So Trojan horse is one of my most hated kind of malware. Why? Because this is a program that hides within or looks like a legitimate program. Okay, so even a free version antivirus cannot easily find Trojan horse because this one is acting like a legitimate program. It's a program that you can use normally. However, the one thing that you'll know, it's actually a Trojan horse program. Okay, it has another file in it wherein it has the capability to uh, control your computer, or it can even destroy your computer. Okay, so there's a lot of things that would happen when it comes to Trojan horse. But one thing is for sure, that one is acting like a legitimate program. Okay, next one is rootkit. So rootkit is super obvious from the word rootkit. So it is a program that hides in a computer or mobile device and allows someone from a remote location to take full control of the computer or device. Okay, so when we say rootkit, this one is mostly the one that the hacker is going to install to our computers. So that hacker or cracker doesn't intend to destroy our computer right away because initially that is not a virus. Okay, it's just an application wherein they can control or they can open our files without us knowing it. Okay, so uh, this one is similar with spyware. So if you have rootkit, you can also spy your computer. Okay. However, spyware, this is a lower version of rootkit because this doesn't have the ability to control your computer. It's just there to spy what you are doing. Maybe it can record some log files. It can open your webcam without you knowing it. It can record what you're typing. Okay, it can record the website that you're visiting, etc., etc. Okay, that's the reason why we call that one spyware. And then last one is adware. So this is now part. Okay, this is now part of a malware. So if there is a unwanted, uh, say advertisement, so it suddenly pops up. So that is already an adware. So one good example of this one is I'm pretty sure that you guys have already visited some of the anime site where you can watch anime. So just by clicking the play button, it will lead you to another website. Okay, that's an unwanted advertisement. So they are advertising this web page or this let's say commercial. So that one is an example of adware. The one that we are experiencing on YouTube, that is not adware because there's actually we call that one a warning. Okay, so it's actually you could still consider the one as an adware because uh, we doesn't want that advertisement to pop up, while playing a certain video. However, are showing that one beforehand, before you're going to play that advertisement, then that is actually legal. Okay, that's their way to earn money. Okay, all right. So sorry, I have to mute you guys since the others might get distracted. Anyway, so that's it for the adware. Okay. Next one is how virus spread via email message. So it's just super simple. So step one, someone will create a virus. So let's say this is those are the authors of the virus. Then the next two scenarios is the two things that could happen. So the first one, open the email, okay, or that file. So he is now infected. But the other one, just ignore it. Okay, so he didn't. I mean, she didn't open the file. She didn't open the email. She just ignored it. So she's still safe. Okay, even though he received the virus. So the moral lesson right here is most of the virus, 90% of them, they won't execute or they won't harm your computer unless you open them first. Okay, so most of the virus are like that. So you have to execute them first. You have to read them first. You have to open a certain file before it will officially infect your computer. But if you just ignored it, like you didn't open it, then you're still safe. Okay. Next one is internet and I mean botnet or zombie army. So when we see botnet or zombie army, okay, it is now a group of compromised computers. So those compromised computers are mostly has a rootkit, okay, or a spyware, okay, because the main goal of this zombie army or zombie is to gain access to someone's computer, okay. So it is a computer or device whose owner is unaware the computer or device is being controlled remotely by an outsider, okay. So in here, it's just someone who wanted to maybe see what you guys are doing to your computer. So of course, it can still affect the uh, speed of your computer, the speed of your internet, and uh, and many more. Okay, there's a lot of factors that you will know that you are now a zombie or your computer now is a zombie. Okay, so how do they spread that kind of rootkit? So with the use of bot. So if you're going to search the meaning of bots, it's just a program that performs repetitive tasks. But of course, for this one, it's specially made to send via email, spread virus, and other malware. Okay, repetitively. Okay, as long as they are connected to this network, and then this computer now uh, will get compromised, and then this computer connected now to another network, and then those networks now are being compromised. So you just keep on spreading. All right. So this is an example. So this is the bot master, the one who can control, okay, or maybe open or see what you are doing. So we started with the public internet, and then one of them get compromised, and then it can now spread to the other connected network. Okay, so it can send via email, can send via network, can send locally, and so on and so forth. So the red computers are now uh, uh, a botnet or a zombie. Okay, so how will you recognize if your computer is functioning as a zombie? So it's super easy. So it unusually high, it uh, yeah, it has unusually high this activity. So meaning, like for example, you've only opened one application, but it's now like if you're going to check the task manager, So in my case, I have 100% because my computer is running a lot of applications right now. But if let's say you only have one application, and then that application is not that heavy, and then you're having 100% CPU usage, or let's say 90%, which is very uncommon since you're not doing anything. Okay, so maybe you're already, or your computer is already compromised. So your computer now is maybe a zombie. Okay. So second one is it runs slower than normal internet connection. So before you can play, let's see, 1080p YouTube, and then you check your internet connection. I mean, there's the speed of your internet, and then it's fine, like the normal speed that you're getting. But if you're going to, let's say, download or watch a video, you're having a slower connection or connectivity, then maybe your computer now is affected by uh, a bot master, or your computer now became a zombie. Last one is connected devices becoming increasingly unresponsive. So if you're connected to a one network, and then you're trying to access the other computers locally, and then it's being unresponsive, then maybe your computer is now also a zombie. Okay. All right. So are we clear so far up to this point? Anyone who has a question? Okay. So clear coming from Mr. Austria. What about the others? Okay. Great. All right, so since we don't have enough time anymore, we now only have 1 minute left, so we will just continue the rest on the part two. Okay, so goodbye for now, and see you guys later. Okay, so just wait for the second link.